Hello and welcome to Big Orbit's Cardfight Vanguard weekly update. My name is James and today I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the past 7 days. Battle Deity of the Night, Artemis, is a RRR Genesis Grade 3 showing another clan that will be using gauges. These ones being godly equipped gauges that are equipped from the soul. Her first ability is Continuous Vanguard Circle. All your units with godly equipped gauge cannot be chosen by your opponent's card effects. They get plus 5000 power and the trigger effects that were given to this unit. This is a ridiculously good skill for a RRR. It also works well against Kagura. The cards can be retired, but they can't be chosen. Also, giving multiple units 10k in a crit every time you get a crit trigger is going to be really nasty. She does also have auto rearguard circle. When placed, you may put a card from your soul face down as a godly equipped gauge for this unit. So she supplies her own gauges, making her useful on Vanguard Circle and Rearguard Circle. Twilight Hunter Artemis is a grade 2 with auto Rearguard Circle attacks. When you may put a card from your soul face down as a godly equipped gauge for this unit. Her second skill is Continuous Rearguard Circle. This unit gets plus 10,000 power for each godly equipped gauge equipped to this unit. She may struggle to get the first equipped gauge if no other unit can give her one, but every time she does get one, it will become that much easier to get the next. The last Artemis card is Bowstring of Heaven and Earth Artemis. Her first ability is Auto Rearguard Circle. When it attacks or boosts, you may put a card from your soul face down as a godly equipped gauge on this unit, making her unchoosable on the back row with a 5000 power boost from the grade 3 Artemis is going to be fantastic against retire clans. Her second skill is Act Rearguard Circle. Cost counterblast 1 and discard a godly equipped gauge attached to this unit. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards in the same column as this unit and retire it. Not only is she going to be anti-control, but she has her own way to retire cards, making her really useful, and it's surprising she's not at least a double R. We do get one double R for Genesis this week though, with Battle Maiden Shita Teruhime. She's a grade 2 with Act, Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle, cost counterblast 1 until the end of the turn, reduce the next time you Soul Blast by 2. And one of your other units gets plus 3000 power. It's unclear how useful this will be, as we haven't seen anything that Soul Blasts much yet, but it will probably be a good backup for the VR with that rarity. Lastly for Genesis, we have Swift Runner of Clear Skies Achilles. He's a grade 1 with Act, Rearguard Circle, cost, put this unit into your soul, and 3 of your units get plus 3000 power until the end of the turn. Losing a rearguard is never nice, but the soul charging seems a little slow for Genesis at the moment, so they may need as much as they get. School Hunter Leopold is a Great Nature VR. Great Nature have a new style of gameplay now. The first ability is Continuous Vanguard Circle. If you have a grade 3 in your soul, this unit's auto abilities activate 2 times. Then the ability mentioned is Auto Vanguard Circle. When placed, put the top card of your deck into the drop zone and perform one of the effects below depending on the card's type. If it is a normal unit, look at 4 cards from the top of your deck and call up to 2 grade 2 or less cards from among them to Rearguard Circle and shuffle your deck. If it was a trigger unit, this unit gets plus 15,000 power and plus 1 critical till the end of turn. So this new way of milling and getting effects based off the cards is pretty interesting. As you are more likely to get normal units, you're filling your field pretty quickly and without using your hand. Unfortunately, he becomes a vanilla after the enter ability, but with such strong abilities it shouldn't hurt too much. And if you can constantly re-ride, the game should finish pretty quickly if you're getting those trigger units on ride. Binoculus Tiger is a RRR grade 2 with auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When it attacks a Vanguard, cost counterblast 1 and put the top card of your deck into the drop zone, and perform one of the effects below depending on the card's type. If it was a normal unit, draw a card. If it was a trigger unit, choose one of your opponent's rearguards, retire it, and 3 of your units in the front row get plus 5000 power till the end of turn. So the more common one will be to draw a card, of course, but if you're lucky enough to get the trigger, 15k bonus, and not to mention the retire, is ridiculously good. It's really a win-win situation with these new Great Nature cards. The draw is especially good as well for an Axel clan. Monoculus Tiger is a RRR grade 1 with auto Vanguard Circle, Rearguard Circle. When it attacks or boosts a rearguard, cost Soul Blast 1, put the top card of your deck into the drop zone, and perform one of the following effects based on the card's type. Normal unit, your opponent cannot call sentinels from his or her hand until the end of the battle. And trigger unit, your opponent can only call trigger units from his or her hand onto the battlefield. This is a really powerful booster. Luckily, it'll only work while boosting rearguards, as if this could boost Leopold on Vanguard Circle, it would be ridiculously strong. It's still a crazy skill to go up against, and will be one of the Great Nature's most threatening cards, I think. Barcode Zebra is a grade 2 with auto Rearguard Circle. When a card is put into the drop zone from your deck, this unit gets plus 5000 power to the end of the turn. With Leopold riding over a grade 3, this straight away gets to plus 10,000 power, and the 2 Tigers can also continue to pump this up. For Gear Chronicle, we have the grade 3 Gun Guild Dragon. Its skill is Auto Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle. When it attacks a Vanguard, cast Counterblast 1 and bind one of your other rearguards. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards with grade less than that card and put it to the bottom of the deck. If it was put on the bottom of the deck, you draw a card. So it's nice to see that they still have a way of tucking things away. The binding also helps for premium builds, focusing around Demiurge or Chrono Tiger, with the draw making things a lot more worthwhile. Promptly Worker is a grade 1 with Auto Rearguard Circle. When placed from hand, put up to one card from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck. If you put a grade 3 or greater, cost Soul Blast 2 and draw a card. A bit resource heavy, but putting a card back into the deck is pretty relevant with Lost Legends skill to ride a grade 4 from the deck and retire it at the end of the turn. We have seen new artwork for Interdimensional Dragon, Mystery Flare Dragon. I'm surprised to see a familiar face, as I was under the impression that all the new Gear Chronicle cards were unique. We will be seeing this card's ability in 2 weeks' time though, which is pretty exciting to see what will probably be their first grade 4 shown. Onto promo cards, we have Grand Strike Dragon for Gear Chronicle. Its skill is Continuous Vanguard Circle Rearguard Circle. During your turn, if the sum of the grades of your units and face-up cards in your bind zone is 12 or more, this unit gets plus 10,000 power. So they are reaching a goal with putting things into the bind zone, which is really nice to see. This specific skill is a bit boring, but I'm interested to see what they'll do with this mechanic in the future. And we also get a premium promo Symbol Monkey for Great Nature. It's a G-Guardian with Auto Guardian Circle. When placed, all other units get minus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. That does mean your own units too, but that can shut down certain Dimension Police and enemy Great Nature cards as Valios from Aquaforce. Still a bit clunky though. And that is everything for this week. Be sure to check out next week when I'll be going through the cards shown throughout the next 7 days. And please let me know your feelings on the new cards, and with the new VR shown, what do you think of Great Natures and Genesis's new playstyles? I personally think Genesis is pretty cool now. It was never really my thing before, but I do like the gauges more than the Tachikaze gauges, but I'll see what happens with them in the future. But please let me know your thoughts, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!